In recent years, the long-standing economic partnership between the United States and Canada has been thrust into turmoil, primarily due to aggressive trade policies and escalating rhetoric from U.S. President Donald Trump.
Canada, we have a tremendous deficit with Canada. We're not going to have that anymore. We can't do it. I don't know if it's good for them. That they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. Everybody's going to be forced to buy an electric car, which they're not going to do because they don't want that. It's got a great market. It's got a market. It's really a sub-market, but they want everybody to have an electric car. We don't have enough electricity. We couldn't make enough electricity.
This shift has not only strained diplomatic relations, but also posed significant challenges to industries, workers, and consumers on both sides of the border. Welcome to this channel, and please consider supporting us by subscribing to our channel and hit the bell notification to stay posted on any new video. Thank you. Back to our video. For decades, the United States and Canada have enjoyed a robust trade relationship, characterized by the seamless flow of goods and services across their shared 5,500-mile border. In 2023 alone, bilateral trade exceeded $900 billion, with Canada exporting approximately $350 billion worth of goods to the U.S. This intricate economic interdependence has been mutually beneficial, supporting millions of jobs and fostering industrial growth in both nations. However, this harmonious relationship faced a seismic shift when President Trump threatened to impose tariffs as high as 100% on Canadian vehicles and metals. He justified these measures by citing national security concerns and a desire to protect American industries, echoing his long-standing America First rhetoric. Trump's stance was unequivocal. They think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line. Such a move targeted critical sectors of the Canadian economy, given that the U.S. imports over 2 million Canadian-made vehicles annually, alongside substantial quantities of steel and aluminum. In the face of these threats, Canada adopted a resolute stance. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, attending a summit in London, firmly opposed any notions undermining Canadian sovereignty. He emphasized that Canada would not stand by as its closest trading partner imposed harmful and unjustified tariffs. Trudeau's sentiments were echoed domestically, with public figures like comedian Mike Myers making bold statements. During a surprise appearance on Saturday Night Live, Myers wore a shirt emblazoned with the Canadian flag and the slogan, "Canada is not for sale," a direct jab at Trump's comments suggesting Canada become the 51st state. Myers' attire and demeanor underscored a national sentiment of resistance against perceived U.S. overreach. The prospect of a full-blown trade war between these neighboring giants carries profound economic implications. The interconnected nature of the North American supply chain means that tariffs would not only hurt Canadian exporters but also disrupt U.S. industries reliant on Canadian materials and components. Analysts estimate that new tariffs could add around $3,000 to the average car price in the U.S., exacerbating already high vehicle prices post-pandemic. Major manufacturers, including General Motors and Honda, which heavily rely on imports from Canada and Mexico, would face increased production costs, leading to higher prices for consumers. In response to U.S. protectionism, Canada has been exploring alternative markets to mitigate potential economic fallout. The Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, CETA, with the European Union, signed in 2017, offers a viable pathway. This agreement has already slashed tariffs on 98% of goods, boosting Canadian exports to Europe by 30% since its implementation, amounting to $60 billion in trade by 2024. The EU's 450 million consumers present a substantial market, and unlike the US, the EU has maintained an open stance toward trade, providing Canada with a potential avenue to diversify its export destinations. Among the potential Canadian countermeasures, targeting Tesla stands out both symbolically and strategically. Tesla, led by Elon Musk, is not just another car manufacturer. It's emblematic of American innovation and the burgeoning electric vehicle, EV market. Canada has been a significant partner in Tesla's growth, supplying raw materials essential for battery production, and serving as a growing market for its vehicles. A 100% tariff on Tesla imports would double the price of a $50,000 Model Y to $100,000 overnight, severely dampening sales and disrupting Tesla's North American growth strategy. The ramifications of such tariffs extend beyond Tesla. The entire North American auto industry is at risk, given the deeply integrated supply chains established under agreements like the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA. Canada sends $15 billion in auto parts to the U.S. annually, feeding plants in states like Ohio and Tennessee. A 100% tariff would shatter this ecosystem, increasing costs for automakers like Ford, GM, and Chrysler. Consequently, American consumers might see a $30,000 SUV's price jump to $40,000, while Canadian factory towns like Oshawa could face significant job losses. The potential tariffs have also raised alarms in communities along the U.S.-Canada border, from Alaska to Maine. These regions, deeply intertwined economically and socially, fear that tariffs could disrupt daily life and local economies. For instance, Skagway, Alaska, and Whitehorse, Yukon, share mutual dependence for goods and services. Similarly, Point Roberts, Washington, relies entirely on Canada for water and electricity. Tariffs could raise costs for essential products like building supplies, fuel, and maple syrup, straining these cross-border relationships that have thrived for decades. Anticipating the challenges posed by U.S. tariffs, Canada has implemented measures to protect its industries and workers. In August 2024, the Canadian government announced a 100% surtax on all Chinese-made EVs and a 25% surtax on imports of steel and aluminum products from China. These actions aim to level the playing field for Canadian workers and allow Canada's EV industry and steel and aluminum producers to compete in domestic, North American, and global markets. By extending its mineral exploration tax credit for 2 more years, Canada seeks to support investment in exploration projects, reduce reliance on Chinese investments, and bolster its mining sector. As tensions escalate, the path forward remains uncertain. Trade wars rarely produce clear winners. Instead, they often result in economic pain for all parties involved. The interconnected nature of the U.S. and Canadian economies means that prolonged disputes could lead to higher consumer prices, job losses, and strained diplomatic relations. Both nations have much to lose, underscoring the need for measured negotiations and mutual concessions to preserve the long-standing partnership that has benefited both sides of the border. The escalating trade tensions between the United States and Canada serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of even the closest economic partnerships. While protectionist policies may aim to safeguard domestic industries, they often lead to unintended consequences that ripple through economies and communities. As both nations navigate this challenging landscape, the hope is for a resolution that upholds the principles of fair trade, mutual respect, and shared prosperity that have long defined U.S.-Canada relations. If you've enjoyed this deep dive, please consider supporting us. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps us bring you more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.